Old buildings versus new ones. The future versus heritage. If this were a battle, who would win? Would it be the gracefully built, bearing purpose in mind, or the majestically placed, with costs in mind? The old buildings demand that we remember their place in society, demanding respect from the many, taking up space and attention which they say has been replaced by the important and urgent way of doing things.
The aesthetics that we used to find back in the days, probably in the 70s, and those are the buildings that we call old now, is not there anymore.
What are some of the different designs associated with the old, such that they still hold attention? There are Art Deco classics and older Victorian architecture, for example, sitting side by side on Kenyatta Avenue. The former is a style from the 1920s with rounded corners and hard-edged geometrical signs. The Victorian style features sash windows with more than 4 panes. Many buildings like the Macmillan Library and the All Saints Cathedral also fall here.
I think we must think about aesthetics, and therefore going forward we must stop approving buildings just because the site ratio, the plot ratio is right, the coverage is right, the built-up area is right.
Some professionals say the rapid expansion and refurbishment of buildings to provide more rental space is ruining creatively structured buildings.
You come and you're building between Corner House and the Hilton. Excuse me, don't come and put up something that is not aesthetically pleasant, or you put up something that is totally repulsive. So it's something that whose reason is behind. Are you affecting the surroundings and the people around you?
New buildings stand tall next to the old ones, and as if in retrospect they look down at a different time, as if saying, pave way for the new way. Chair for the Nairobi CBD Association, Timothy Muriuki, notes the similarity in different business districts across the world.
A lot of them are very institutional, so decisions were made across the board in the boardroom, and nobody really put artistic minds and emphasis into putting up the buildings.
A lot goes into finishing a building. Architects and engineers of different types. This, guided by the City Hall, should ideally be the authorities on the end product that oozes beautiful creations. Old buildings speak of that workmanship, everyone having a hand in the construction, but new buildings are now experiencing a shortfall based on the regions within the country.
You find that because of the weaknesses of the councils outside, actually things there are worse. Nairobi is very strong. They have personnel. If you go downwards, you find places where there are no architects, there are no engineers, and they have to go to the district. And if they don't go to the district, then they have to go to the provincial headquarters.
Professionals are now looking at ways of determining the aesthetic value of buildings long before they stand.
Everything must devolve downwards. So if it's a National Construction Authority, it must go down to the county.
Paying attention to detail in aesthetics is said to be an expensive thing. And it is, if you think about the workmanship involved and the kind of resources you need to build the flamboyant looking buildings. In that case, many buildings in cities in the world over are now using glass and steel as the main materials. So whether retro or metropolitan kind of thing, who are we to judge if it looks good? Mashare Maina for KTN.